customs and values are what we really need.
America's
Well-
a melting pot, so our customs
Yeah.
and values go back to Europe and Mexico and Africa and the places where everyone here originated.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
I would say that.
there-
Go ahead.
Oh. No, I mean, there's obviously but I mean, there's core beliefs, but I mean that I mean, I don't think are going to be threatened because that's why these people are coming here in the first place. So,
Well,
you know what I
they
mean?
want to be Americans, so
Yeah.
you would think.
So,
Hot dogs
Yeah.
and hamburgers.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, what is threatened in America? What is America? What is American tradition? Is it democracy and a freedom of speech?
don't know
Those
why-
things are they're not
I
threatened by
think
immigrants.
I mean, they're mainly it's just the American dream
Right.
that thing, you know.
But
I mean,
I think-
that's
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
well, I mean, I think that's why a lot of people come here anyway.
Yeah.
It's just
But
from all over. Yeah, but
I also feel that it's the American dream of the 1950s that
Right,
still gets
exactly.
represented somehow, even though we're 60 years later.
yeah,
That one seems to be the one that's the American dream that's like the one that we're always supposed to be going after.
Yeah.
Even though I don't think that American dream is really necessarily, up to date.
Yeah,
not sure that-
I honestly,
I'm not sure that traditional custom and
I
values.
honestly don't know what American traditions
Right.
are. You
Yeah,
know?
I don't
I mean,
know.
is it is it like a Nixonian world
Right.
where, women have bouffant hairdos and wear dresses and stay virgins until they get married? I don't
Right.
know. It's
Is
just,
that what it is? I don't know.
I don't know what
God,
that
no.
traditions
This,
are.
this question has completely dumbfounded me.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have no idea how to answer this one anymore.
So
I
what's
mean,
the
so
question
this is
again?
it's obviously
are newcomers threatening American traditions and values?
We all know what they're talking about, I
Yeah.
think, but the growing number of newcomers from other countries threaten traditional American customs and values. Do we agree? Mostly agree. Mostly disagree. Completely disagree.
Wow.
I think
Well,
we
we
really
can't-
screwed
yeah.
up that question, but
I mean, okay, I mean, it's really a
asking
question.
immigrants.
Like they're asking about.
they're asking about immigrants.
Yeah, they're asking about border
immigration.
control and
I think that's pretty obvious that they're asking, are we afraid of the immigrants?
Are we afraid of Mexicans and potential
But
terrorists?
even more specific, yeah.
well, yeah, and-
Yeah.
I'm pretty
yeah.
sure they're
Are we?
pretty sure they're targeting Mexicans on this one.
I think they're asking, do
And-
we want to
and
build
potential
a,
terrorists, I
Should
would
we
say.
should we build a big wall to keep these people out? That's what we're asking.
And then we're supposed to say no because
Right.
because it's a dumb idea.
Right. But the question itself is full of holes.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So-
do we completely agree, mostly disagree, or completely disagree?
I would say-
on how you define newcomer.
Yeah, they don't
Well-
give us
They're
that.
very vague, and they could get a really vague
Yeah.
answer for that. so-
Yeah, well,
Yeah, it's definitely a problematic question. I would say I agree. I 100% agree that
Agree
they are
that
threatening
they are.
American values,
So
and
we-
that's a good thing.
so we-
because it's not threatening.
So you
it's a good thing.
You completely agree?
Yeah. Well, no,
That
I
it's
don't completely
threatening
agree.
American customs and values, or mostly agree.
I mostly agree
Okay.
because I don't think it's threatening, and I think that it's part of it's part of the progress of history, and things change, and new people make change, bring change.
Well, it's asking if we think that the newcomers are threatening, or it's saying that the newcomers are threatening. So we agree that they're threatening, or we disagree that they're threatening.
like threatening in a bad way.
I know what they mean, but I would
Right.
I would say that everything that they're afraid of, I agree, is happening, and that
Okay.
the problem is that they perceive it as a problem.
Right.
I perceive it as not a problem.
I don't think it's a problem either, and I agree with Zav on this one. But it really messes up how I answer this question.
Should we just give a neutral answer on this one?
Yeah. So we going mostly
there a-
agree or mostly disagree?
Yeah, is there a?
Oh, there's no middle.
There is no neutral, which is that's
No.
how do you? I mean, how do they not have a completely disagree with this question option?
Yeah, right.
But they don't. You have to be on one side or the other.
Yeah.
I
mean, I think we have.
I
to
want to
say
mostly
disagree
disagree
just 'cause of what
because
they're
I don't
asking,
think
you know?
it's
Yeah.
threatening me as an individual in America.
Right.
I mean, I understand like some of the border towns they get pretty I mean there's some run over violence,
Right.
coming from Mexico into here, with drug cartels and stuff. But I don't really think those aren't newcomers. Those are invaders or something. You know what I mean? They're not.
Yeah,
So that's not even an issue. But that's
Yeah.
kind of like what a lot of the issue is like with it. Well, and then it's jobs too, of course. But
Yeah,
it's just
right.
like you look at if somebody like comes here and then they can make a fortune, good, you know.
Yeah.
Like
Good for
maybe
them.
we should just look at what they did and be like, oh wow, okay,
Right.
that's what you got to do. But like for the most part, like, you know, they're just I mean, yeah, one of the restaurants.
Is
that I
it
work
really?
at,
Is
it's
there a
just all-
growing number of newcomers?
No, I don't
Nah,
think so. Well,
Yeah.
it's just like the whole idea of like.
Yeah, it
border
says
control
growing
is a
number.
joke
That's
anyway.
already like I don't know if that's true.
Yeah.
The so-called
cited.
newcomers are leaving these days. They're going
Right.
back to.
These mysterious newcomers, which I like the idea of it being just like the next generation. But anyway, we're gonna put mostly disagree because me as an individual, I think we're all gonna agree that as an individual, I do not feel threatened by newcomers.
Me neither.
Do we completely?
I don't want their jobs.
All right.
No.
We'll go.
You guys ever seen the movie A Day Without a Mexican?
No, I haven't seen that one.
It's a good movie. It shows how everyone kind of reacts if the Mexicans weren't there to do the jobs that no one else
Yeah.
wants.
All right.
Yeah.
And yeah, people are just going around.
I think
Where's the
too.
Mexican?
Then too, I mean, like it depends too. I guess if like they're going to be taking advantage of a lot of you know, like social programs or like welfare and whatnot, like coming over here. But I don't know if can they.
Oh
even
man,
do that 'cause they're not,
wait a
like-
minute. We got that question coming up.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put mostly disagree,
Okay.
as we are not threatened by these newcomers, right?
Yeah.
Personally, American traditions might be, but we don't feel that those American traditions necessarily apply to us. Anyway, so we're gonna move on. That one's a loaded question to begin with. Now this one's not quite as loaded. It's just a simple yes, no. The thing. I never doubt the existence of God. I never doubt the existence of God. Completely agree, mostly disagree, completely disagree.
Well, I got to think
don't
about
really
that.
wanna
I
go
never doubt the existence of God. So, yeah, I guess you can't go neutral on that, huh?
You should be able to go neutral. But
Yeah,
no,
yeah, there should be an
there's
agnostic
There's
option.
no neutral. We can mostly agree or mostly disagree, but we cannot go neutral.
Wow. They really, yeah, they make it hard.
I mean, they do.
I feel like
quite
this
the
is a
question.
right wing.
Oh yeah.
You know, like
kind
it's
of like
made
the
by
last.
right wing.
Yeah, these are all like.
It's thepeoplepress.org. Oh, if anyone wants to take this quiz on your own, please visit people/press, or what do you call it, people-press.org /political-party-quiz /
You may think you're moderate, but you're.
Oh, man, you never
You're an
know.
extremist.
You better
Yeah.
take this quiz.
Yeah.
Uh,
I want to be flip, or what do you call it? I want to be. My reaction is, oh well, I never doubt the existence of God because I don't believe in God.
No,
There you go.
I don't doubt. I have no doubt about it.
I question everything, so I don't know if I can. I mean,
But actually, it's true. I don't
never
don't
doubt.
feel right about being completely atheist. I
Right.
want to be agnostic.
Right, that's where I'm at too. So
Yeah. I mean,
You want to
That's-
invite the possibility, right?
Yeah, I don't want to pretend I know enough to be able to know.
I mean, it'd be different
Say.
if it was asking you. I never doubt the influence of God or something like that. You know.
that is not what they're asking. I never doubt the existence. I'm gonna mostly disagree with that, or mostly disagree.
I never doubt.
I never.
Yeah.
I disagree
It's
that I
messing
never
me up.
doubt.
I disagree that I never
agree
doubt.
that
yeah.
I never doubt.
You agree
No,
that-
no,
I
I
don't-
disagree that I never doubt. Yeah.
Depends
I
on the
just-
definition of God as well. So
Well, psh, yeah, we're already. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
That's a whole other kettle of fish.
Yeah, yeah, that's not. I'm gonna put mostly disagree because I think that would most appropriately put us in the middle, right? It's better
Yeah.
than mostly agreeing because mostly agreeing would mean that
Oh yeah.
you never, which isn't in the middle really.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I mean,
mostly disagreeing.
are
would
we
put us
trying to rig
closer.
this, or are we like really?
Well, I think I'm just trying to find what the middle ground is on this question because I can't find it.
No, I mean, like, I don't care. Like, yeah. I mean, I don't think like even unless you're like a staunch, you know, or like atheist, you know. It's
Right.
like, that's pretty much all it's
you just say
asking.
completely agree.
I completely agree. Yeah, let's just throw it. Let's throw the survey for a loop.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I want to do.
All right.
Agree.
All right.
Yeah.
Moving on. Business corporations make too much profit.
What?
Business corporations make too much profit.
This is definitely a
Completely
right-wing
agree.
survey.
Completely agree that they are making too
Well,
much.
I mean,
Well,
it depends.
That's
You know,
I don't want
of
to say
course,
that. Right,
but
I don't want to say that they make too much.
I think what it's asking, though, I
Yeah,
completely
make it-
agree
yeah.
with. But
You mean, do they cheat too much?
Oh, I believe.
Do they
right.
rig
I
the
think-
system
I
too much?
think
Do
that's what they're
they
getting at.
yeah,
have their hands in the pockets of politicians too much? Do they get
Yeah.
too much corporate
Right.
welfare?
I believe I have to say I completely agree, but I actually disagree with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess the answer is
Because of the way they pose the question,
Yeah.
I have to completely agree, but yet at the same time, I do disagree.
yeah.
I don't
Well, it's
think
not
they get
spec-
too much profits if they legitimately earn
Right.
it,
Right.
Yeah.
and assuming it's a fair playing field.
Yeah, that's messed up that I have to completely agree in order to disagree.
Well, that's
Yeah.
how I felt for the last two questions.
Yeah. Or every question that's posed so far. All right. Well, this one I think is pretty easy. I think we can all get this one right away. Gays and lesbians should be allowed to marry legally.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
I completely agree.
I completely agree. For once, I am not. You concur?
Yes.
All right. Well,
But
that's
I
a-
have
that's
to.
the
I do.
first
I do have to
time.
say one
Oh,
thing
oh,
about. I do
okay,
have one thing
okay.
I want to say about that, which
What's
is
that?
I've never completely understood gays in the military and gay marriage. First of all, I would guess that most people who fight strongly for gay marriage and for gays in the military are both like anti-militaristic people who are also kind of against sort of like traditional
Yeah.
existences. And to me, it's like, well, if you're gay, why do you even want to be married in that traditional way? Not to say you shouldn't. I'm just saying,
Right.
isn't marriage kind of a screwed up institution anyway? And
Yeah, but
then the same thing with being gays in the military. It's like, isn't the military a screwed up institution that you'd rather not be a part of anyway?
But it's an American tradition.
well, that's where all the
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
are. No, it's-
What's that?
We have to let the
No,
gays and lesbians be part of the American tradition. Whether,
Yeah.
even though
No,
we've
I-
already
yeah.
argued against
ultimately,
that.
ultimately, I side with all the liberal perspective. But I always have thought, and same with abortion. Actually, I've always thought like, who's for abortion? That's like saying you're for root
Yeah.
canals. Nobody wants a root canal. You know what I mean? But
Right.
of course, if you need a root canal, you need a root canal. But it doesn't mean you're for a root canal.
Right.
It's a bad thing when it happens, and nobody wants it.
Right.
It's yet another loaded question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although that's the least loaded, I think, of all the questions so far.
Yeah. I mean, that's
It's pretty simple.
It's a pretty simple yes or no.
Yep.
Um, there-
Who actually would ever put mostly agree or mostly disagree on that question?
yeah, I don't know.
I don't think
I don't
you
know how you
can-
can like kind of be.
On the fence on that one. Either
No.
for or against on that one.
Yeah, like what is there? I don't get it.
So where did you find this survey? Is it just a random survey you found on the internet?
Peoplepress.org. An old professor posted it on his Facebook page. He had taken it, and I took it and found it to be a very interesting quiz.
Yeah.
I like it. I mean, I like how bad. How
I like
screwed up
how
it
bad.
is.
I like how bad it is because it's
I
very.
like how it's showing us that these things are so.
Yeah, it's so bad.
The results of it are just useless.
Well, I mean, you're right.
Yeah.
The questions are useless.
Yeah.
I mean, the questions I think are better to just be talked about than you can't answer them. Not the way they have it posed here. Anyway, moving on. The government needs to do more to make healthcare affordable and accessible. Well, I agree with that.
I think
Um.
they're trying to do all they can right now.
Well,
So
so they say. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, it depends because the government Scott Walker is the government and Barack Obama is the government.
The government is
The
nothing but a
government
bunch of
means
people.
lots and lots of
Right.
elected people.
Yeah. I always hate
who
how.
all sort of are at loggerheads about a lot of things.
Yeah, that's what
So-
I'm
See,
gonna
and this
argue.
is
government.
another. Yeah, it's another one of those.
That's another problem with this question.
Yeah, I mean, because, okay, the government now getting involved with anything means that people are getting paid. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just with with the Obamacare thing. It was. I mean, that was all. I mean. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, it was written by the insurance companies anyway, so it's just like they're gonna take a big hit on it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so it's
Yeah.
like they're
huge
gonna
boon for
they're gonna
insurance
use it to
companies.
make more money, and it's and that in that way, yeah, it's just
So you're
Of
saying
course they want
So you're
everybody to
saying
have
the government
healthcare
should
then.
do less?
No, I mean, I think like the government just shouldn't be so corrupt. You know,
Also, I
But
think
the government isn't an entity in its own. It's a bunch of
government-
people. It's like
Right.
corporations.
Well, and then they
I
just
think
have
what
to
they
have some
mean is the
backbone.
coffers
I
of
don't
the
know.
state.
Oh.
More of the coffer,
yes.
more of the state of the United
Should more
States
of our
budget,
taxes be
tax
put-
money should be
put
put
towards
towards universal health care. That's
I'm
the
for that.
question. I think that's the question they're trying to ask.
Yes, and I'm for that.
I'm for that, but then like where, I mean, it seems like it's going to be something that like gets more and more and more and more expensive because more like I mean it's just people just are going to be putting money in their pockets instead of it's not going to be incorruptible. It's
You're
like,
afraid. You're afraid of the government officials using that to make things worse.
Yeah, well, maybe it's not even maybe make the actual. I mean, I don't think like the. I mean, the healthcare, like the actual like quality of the care could get worse, sure, but no, it's just more. It's just gonna get more expensive.
Oh.
I think because people
Well, it's
are
supposed to go down in price.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not gonna. Like, I mean, like.
I don't
look
know.
at-
I kind of disagree. I think it could go down at least at first.
It'll go back up though. It's
Well,
kind of like remember
without
when,
checks and balances.
Yeah.
What do you
I know
think
that.
about We
It's just like
Energies?
I just don't trust.
And I do
government.
believe.
How do you feel about We Energies?
I
Are
don't
they
really
screwing
know.
us or are they legit?
Well, I do think power could be cheaper, but I don't know. I don't know exactly how I feel about it, but
Yeah,
about that
I
I
don't
don't know
know.
anything about it. So I
cheaper than Illinois. I was on
Yeah.
Nicor out there, and
yeah.
I remember it being so much higher. We Energies was like relief when I first came out here.
Well, there you go. That's good for We Energies.
But I mean, that's probably just another version of We Energies in another
Yeah.
state in the nation. You'd really want to compare it to another political or another economic system like France or
no,
something.
yeah, that's true.
But the French, I mean, you can walk into any hospital, doctor. The French pay a huge tax. They pay massive taxes.
So
But
should we
the
pay
French
more
are
money
for,
to get?
I believe, I might be wrong about this, but I believe the French people
Hmm?
tend to be quite cool with tax. Like they
They
actually
don't
are
have
pretty
a problem with taxes.
happy with taxation because they see the benefits of it,
Yeah.
of a high taxation.
Well, I mean, if like you could see, like, I mean, if you actually had a more sound, I mean, I would gladly, I wouldn't feel so like we were being robbed if like we had a better infrastructure or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
it's
Like,
just-
yeah, why would you
if
feel
you
robbed?
could see the
if you
benefits
had,
of it, but I don't
just
s-
imagine you're a French person right now. You can go to the doctor whenever
French
you
music.
want. You can go to college, and all of that is taken care of. You can
Really, college is free in France?
university. I think it's kind of like public
like
school.
Public school.
Yeah.
That'd be
Oh,
great.
imagine that.
You can
Imagine getting out of
As
college
long as
and
they're, yeah,
not having
not
thousands
brainwashing
and
you,
thousands
then
of-
it's okay.
you
Like,
are pretty much guaranteed like 5 weeks of vacation
yeah.
every year.
That's good.
You are not even really supposed to work over like 36
40
hours a
hours.
week or something like that. It's like in
Yeah.
the 30s.
Yep.
And you get high taxes.
Yeah, you got to pay for your ability to not have to work all the time.
Right. And things like bread and are really cheap. They keep the price of bread down. They keep the prices of certain commodities down. So probably French people feel sort of comfortable. And so then they're like, well, yeah, I pay high taxes, but I don't care because I'm comfortable.
Because it's a high standard.
I have a
of
good
living.
life.
Right. Standard of living gets looked past a lot, I think.
And yeah, no, I mean, and that too, and it's just like I understand the whole argument with like no taxes are unconstitutional and stuff like that, but like I mean when that all started, it was I mean we had a much smaller population here, and then I think it made more sense for everyone to fend for themselves and be on but now it's just kind of there's just so many people, like what is it, it's like 600 million we have, or
No, more than the 300 million.
300? Okay. Whoa. Yeah. Okay, but yeah. Anyway, you know what I mean, though. It's just like I think then there has to be like so yeah, I don't know. What was it? What are we even talking about? Oh yeah, it's the healthcare Yeah,
Should we be?
but-
Hold on.
Oh, should
No,
the
I
state,
think-
should the government be spending more money on healthcare?
I think yes, but not this government. You know, I don't trust them.
So
Yeah, yeah.
the government needs
Yeah.
to do more to make healthcare affordable and accessible.
You know, I mean, there's a few ways they could go about it. Of course, you know, they could take it over, or they could, and they didn't really take it over. You know, they didn't do that. They didn't just be like, okay, now it's government health care. It's just like, instead they just let the insurance companies rewrite the law and blah blah blah, and then like, and people are saying like, oh, they're gonna take such a big hit on it. Give me a break. Like, look at all the people. You know, I mean, granted, like half of them aren't gonna buy health care. Like, they're not gonna get insured. You know, but like. You know, they just made it a law that you have to buy healthcare, so you think they're not gonna make more money? I don't know. Like, it's stupid.
Yep. So wait, where are we going with that one?
Yes.
Neutral.
All right, so
Absolutely.
yes, but neutral. So mostly agree.
I mostly agree. I just
Mostly
don't,
agree.
Like, you know.
Right.
Sorry, I had to say my 20 cents.
Mostly agree. Speaking of that, the Quality of Living Survey from 2011, ranking number 1, Vienna, Austria, 2, Zurich, Switzerland, Auckland, New Zealand next, followed by Munich and then Dusseldorf, then Vancouver, Frankfurt, Geneva, Bern, Copenhagen, Sydney, Amsterdam, Wellington, Ottawa, Toronto, Hamburg, Berlin, Melbourne, Luxembourg, Stockholm, Perth, Brussels, Montreal, Nuremberg, Singapore, Canberra, Dublin, Stuttgart, Honolulu, Hawaii at 29.
Vancouver rank?
Oh, right.
Vancouver was 5. America, which isn't even it's not a contiguous United States, but Honolulu, Hawaii ranks high at 29, highest United States standard of living, Honolulu. San Francisco is at 30, right after that, and Boston at 36.
Boston.
Yeah, so those are that's the people who feel like they have a good standard of living. Chicago, Illinois, 43. That's kind of interesting. Then let's go back to our political party quiz. All right, here's another good one. One parent can bring up a child as well as 2 parents together.
I don't know. No. No, I
no.
mean, yes, they can. They totally can.
They
but
can, but they can't, because
It's
there's
so much
no
harder.
way to answer that question.
It's like,
Because that we're talking about people.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't. We're not. That's. I
Right,
mean,
yeah, exactly. We were talking about a kid here. You
It's
know?
very,
I don't know. It's like,
How are we gonna answer this one?
dependent. It's
How do
very-
we
Yes.
answer this one?
get rid of the family.
Get rid
no
of them.
families.
I would say it's dependent on the
Unnecessary.
people or the person.
Well, right, but that's not. You don't get that as an answer.
that-
you
that-
have to agree, mostly disagree, or completely disagree. With
I would
one,
say-
Well, I would
one
have to
parent
disagree.
can bring up a child as well as 2 parents. I would
mean,
disagree mostly. I mean, 2 heads are better than 1 in almost all cases, but not always.
No.
But of course we can't. We already know that that's not part of this
I'd
quiz.
have to disagree
Yeah.
on that one.
You're gonna You're gonna.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
You want to mostly agree or disagree?
No, disagree. I don't think that it would work as well. You know,
Right.
those unstable.
Well,
You
I
know,
mean, it's 2
even-
parents.
even if it's
2
one-
versus 1.
Yeah,
I mean,
2
how many
heads are
ti-
better than 1.
how
You
time-
can't argue
time-
that.
Yeah, how many times?
Well,
you
and then
gonna-
like if it's one parent, that means like the parent isn't. I mean, like
they're gonna have to work a lot.
they're gonna have to work a lot, so
Yeah,
it
they
means
won't
somebody
have
else is raising the kid
enough
anyway,
time with
like
the
half the
kids.
time.
Right.
So it's like, yeah.
Are
no,
we mostly
I
disagreeing or completely disagreeing?
I'm completely disagreeing.
I'm
even though
gonna
I would,
change my vote to completely disagree just because I want to mess up this quiz.
Yeah,
And
I understand where
2
we could
is
go
better than
mostly
1. There's
disagree.
no
yeah.
way.
So the outcome of this quiz, does it like tell you
Oh, it
what?
tells us what we should vote for.
We're
We're gonna find out what Jim and friends read the news should vote for.
probably gonna say Romney and Ryan. If
Well,
that one.
I think every no.
Well, who knows?
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
We'll see.
Government regulation of business usually does more harm than good. Government regulation of business usually does more harm than good. Oh yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, what do you think? Like,
It's are you for government regulation or not? That's simple enough. When you break it down like that, are you for or against government regulation?
well, I guess, I guess I'm against it because usually what they end up doing is they like the people that can afford to buy off the politicians, like the people they're the ones that are exempt from
Have you
everything.
already said you do not trust the political officers who are making these decisions?
Who does?
So when they make
You know?
regulatory decisions, you're saying they're going to make crappy regulatory decisions.
Well, I think it's just like the government agencies that are enforcing these rules are going to go after the people that aren't buying them out. You know what I mean? Or
all corrupt,
you
you're
look at how they're attacking small
think
farmers,
you're-
they're attacking small businesses.
I
but,
think you're being a bit
they,
much on the corruption. I don't know if it's as corrupt as you're saying.
Yeah, but no, it's pretty bad. I don't know.
You think so?
Yeah, it's got.
I mean, I think it's bad, but I don't think it's like as bad as.
I'm
you're
gonna
making
say
it out.
I'm gonna say I'm okay with the regulations.
You're okay with it?
Yeah.
I just think,
we're gonna need
it's
Saab for a tiebreaker on
We
this
have to.
one.
I'm gonna have to switch it up.
Because
Or are you completely agreeing, mostly disagreeing? Or yeah, Justin.
how is it worded again?
It's I do right.
Do I think it's good?
Government regulation of business usually does harm.
Oh, does it usually do more harm than good? I'm gonna say mostly agree, but
We need kind of,
Are government regulations good or bad? Or mostly good or bad? Is that the question?
government regulation of business usually does more harm.
Oh, government regulation of business usually does more harm than good.
Yep.
yeah.
Do you agree?
Um,
I'm gonna disagree.
As a business owner.
as a business owner, the government doesn't really get in my business too much.
No.
So,
The only
yeah.
thing they ever give me the only thing they give us a small business like this a hard time with is when you set up your business.
Mm-hmm.
So just, getting an occupancy permit and things like that.
That stuff's annoying.
And then,
So
but
you
that
would-
stuff's,
so
I mean,
you
that's
would
almost
not-
just like a homeowner.
So
has
you
to
would
do.
not be against some regulation
And
on,
then,
your, on your business.
and then the other thing is just you have to pay your 5.6%
Right. Mm-hmm.
of every sale type of thing, and but generally speaking, I feel like it's pretty relatively easy to run a business in this country.
So
Yeah.
you're going
I
to
just
go with
don't-
a mostly disagree?
I would say that's it. As far as my experience, okay, it's
Go with your
it's talking about
experience.
in a general sense.
Well, it is
I
the
would
general
say that
sense.
in a
this-
general sense,
this
the
is the most
American
general
government
quiz
is
ever.
pretty laid back about letting people run their businesses. They're not too much in your business. They kind of leave
Alright,
you alone.
They keep you out.
Yeah, they're
So-
not up your
They're fine.
So you're
up your ass all
so,
the time, dude.
So wait, what's your vote then? Government regulation of business usually does more harm than good.
See, that's because then it's like a
No.
general question. Like
Well-
that's true. Is that true in
That's more like a
Ethiopia?
statement.
We're living in
Um,
the general world
I would
on this
say-
quiz.
I would say it's nice when a government is not too much in your business. I mean, in general, like if you can just be allowed to run your business.
So that's a
and
mostly agree that it does
I-
get in your.
I would imagine that too much government stuff is just going to get in your way.
All right.
But I don't think that that's the case. I don't think that that's what's happening in this country.
I think oh.
Conservatives kind of paint this picture of the government over-regulating everything.
Right, I don't think that's
Yeah.
true either.
Yeah, I don't.
No, I don't think.
No, they-
I don't think it's happening to if it is happening at all, it's not happening to the right people. Like it's not happening to the corporations that should be. Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Like,
man.
Yeah, Walmart.
and
All right.
That's just why I don't
We-
think it's effective because
Well,
there's
sur-
always ways around it.
this
Like,
survey
you
is
gotta
going
know.
to be our show as we
Well,
have 4 more
I got a
questions
story
and
I
only
wanna do.
15 more minutes.
If
So-
if possible, I got
Yes.
one on a award winner.
All right,
Of a
wait.
science
Let
project.
me go ahead and put in our vote on this one. Are we mostly agreeing then? It sounds like we're getting a mostly agree here.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. And go ahead with your thing.
Okay, cool. All right, so I have a story here. It's called Poo Power Celebrated as Solar Toilet Wins Sanitation Prize. So I first heard about this story on the radio on NPR, and it's about this guy who invented this toilet that is fully green to the max. It has it turns poo into fuel.
I think I heard about this.
It recycles, urine and gray water and turns it into clean water. and it's fully solar powered, so it uses no electricity.
Wow.
So
That's a good toilet.
it's a big deal. So yeah, he basically won this award here in this competition for the next generation of toilets to improve sanitation in the developing world. So this is kind of something designed more for originally for like foreign countries and third world kind of nations to really make the most of their waste, I guess. So the California Institute of Technology in the U.S. received 100,000 or 64 euros or 64,000 euros. First prize for its design. London Brow University UK took 60,000. Second prize for the toilet that produces biological charcoal, minerals, and clean water. And Canada's University of Toronto came third, winning 40,000. But yeah, the winners took the Reinvent the Toilet Challenge, and basically that's what they came up with. That's the
pretty
gist
good.
of the story. Is it's revolutionizing poo.
There we go.
So
Well, that's good. So we got that to look forward to.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're
good.
Looks
taking
like,
care. We're taking care of
yeah.
our crap, man.
Think twice before you flush.
That's right. Take
Yeah.
care of your crap.
yeah,
Don't leave a mess.
making fuel
good.
fuel out of poo and
There we go.
water out of pee.
That's good. We should take care of her. Speaking of that, I got a couple quick news stories here. Jerry Nelson, unfortunately, he is the voice of the Count for the Muppets.
yeah.
The Count.
Rest
Yeah.
in peace, Jerry
Yes,
Nelson.
he died at the age of 78.
Taught us all how to count.
He did. He taught me how to count. And also on that one, Neil Armstrong passed away at 82.
Yeah.
I hear that.
And since I'm on that, a bride drowns in shallow water in Canada. She was on a photo shoot, and they were doing a what do you call it? A shot of her standing in water. The wedding dress got waterlogged, dragged her under. It wasn't even apparently a fast moving current or anything, but the photographer tried to pull her up, but the dress was so heavy he couldn't get her up, and she drowned. So this is a forewarning article. If you are doing photo shoots for weddings, do not put the bride in any kind of water.
Well, where was the maid of
could
honor in
drown.
all this?
I don't know actually. But
I got
sad
one
news. Yep.
quick comment on Neil Armstrong. Did you guys know that he was an accomplished artist? Like he painted these vivid paintings of himself and visions he had when he was on the moon.
It's kind of like
That's
Billy
interesting.
D. Williams.
Oh, nice. Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I heard about that one. Billy
Yeah,
D.
it's-
Yeah,
Check him
I
out.
was watching this on TV the other day.
Yes.
I didn't even know he died, but they were showing like some of his paintings, and they were really quite amazing. Just all the details
Yep.
and
I got-
brushstrokes.
I got one other one. My So-Called Life aired first 18 years ago yesterday.
Oh,
Remember My So-Called Life?
Yeah, you know.
I knew I got drunk for a reason.
I had a collection of recordings on VHS of those when my friends left at my house for a while. So I
Yeah.
actually watched the full
Yeah.
3 seasons of it at one point.
All right. Oh, and another Mormon Church owned NBC affiliate won't show the show The New Normal about a gay couple raising a family with a surrogate mother.
Really?
Nope, won't do it. So we know where they stand on question number 5 or whatever it was. Anyway, that's so. Oh, and there's a Star Wars hover.
Chick-fil-A.
There's a Star Wars hover bike out there. Check it out. Just look up Star Wars hover bike. You'll find it.
You guys talk about
cool.
Chick-fil-A
Check-
at all?
yeah. It's
Really
a-
hovers?
It's like a hover thing, but it's a bike you get to ride. It's sweet.
Remember how when you were kids, it'd be like a rich kid on the block or something that would have like a model airplane that he could fly around,
Oh,
or
that'd be
like
sweet.
helicopters.
Yeah.
It's so rad and
Man.
yeah, you can get those now for like $50.
Really?
Like yeah,
That
I
would
mean
be
they're
kinda cool.
smaller, but they're pretty cool. But all right, let's rip
Oh, we
through
should.
this.
We gotta rip through this
Yeah.
quiz, or we're not gonna make it. We only got 5 minutes. Abortion should be illegal in all or most cases. Oh, great, a good one. That's gonna be a. That's this. Can we answer this quickly?
No,
I'm
let's
gonna
just
say
let's just-
I don't know if I can skip it or not.
it should be illegal in most
Should be Ill-
circumstances.
Oh wait, no. It should be illegal in all or most cases.
Oh, all or most.
I mostly
you know,
disagree.
We all want to just kind of stay out of that.
Yeah, I want to mostly disagree. I think is
No.
the most middle one.
No, like we were saying before, you know, it's just like, yeah.
Zav, mostly disagree or mostly agree with the abortion should be illegal in all or most cases.
It should be up to the person whose
All right, that's mostly
life
disagree.
it is.
Moving on, we gotta be quick. Labor unions are necessary to protect the working person. I mostly agree.
I mostly agree. It's just like everything runs amok.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah.
And poor people have become too dependent on government assistance programs. On this one, I could talk about for quite a while.
Yeah.
But so poor people. First of all, what is a poor person? Because I feel I am not rich by any
No,
means.
no, really
and
poor.
I am not dependent on government assistance programs.
Right. Wouldn't think of it.
I kind of
Well,
consider
I
myself
actually-
slightly poor. But anyway, I don't know. I don't think poor people are too dependent on government assistance programs. I know where
No,
they're trying
and-
to. I know they're trying to pigeonhole the. I
Yeah.
mean, we know where they're going on this, but.
Well, on every question.
Well,
yeah.
right, yeah, exactly.
But no, really, it's just like why you can't
Are
just like
poor
be like,
people
oh, these
too
people are
dependent?
just dependent on programs. It's like, no, why are they?
Right, yeah,
You know,
there's
it's
no
just 'cause
question
there's
into
nothing
why.
else yeah.
Well,
So-
right. Also,
and-
I would say that I think that there's nothing wrong with trying to fix government. You know, the way that they're
Government
the way they
welfare?
function. For example, food stamp programs. You know,
Fixing
maybe
those programs.
the food
Changing
stamp program
loopholes.
could be more fine-tuned.
Put together, yeah.
I feel like I know a lot of people who can't get them for really stupid reasons.
Well, I'm gonna go with.
And then I know people who have them and probably would be better off or would be fine without them.
Yeah.
I
I'm
also
gonna go with Justin's. That's the problem with political officials is I don't trust them on their ability to make these programs.
Yeah.
You can't buy booze with them. No.
No.
Junk food.
You can buy junk food with them. Yeah.
I don't think. I agree that the political. I don't feel well represented by our political entities to actually develop these programs. I don't think they're very good at it. I think.
Well-
I actually know they're not very good at it because
Uh-huh.
look at them. And
Yeah.
sorry, that's my opinion. But do we completely agree? Mostly agree? Mostly disagree? Completely disagree with the statement? Poor people have become too dependent on government assistance programs. Poor people have become
Yeah,
too
I'm gonna
dependent.
say disagree too.
I didn't say
because
most- I
it's just
mostly
not.
gonna say.
No matter what, I mean, yeah.
Mostly or completely?
I'm gonna say
Mostly.
It's somewhere in between mostly and completely.
Yeah,
we're,
I'd like to
most,
put-
we're
I'd like to put-
mostly
I'd like to up it
we're
a
mostly a
notch.
bunch of bleeding heart liberals.
Yeah,
is what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
we're mostly
Yeah,
we're yeah we're mostly bleeding heart liberals with a couple.
Well, I just don't think. Yeah, you can
Oh,
victimize me.
yeah. Okay, here
Oh,
we
where
are.
we?
We are.
Oh, we're-
I took this before, and I was very liberal. And Jim and Friends Read the News, however, is we are a liberal Democrat, but more of like a 3/4 average liberal Democrat. We are not average, which I'm starting to wonder who, after doing that quiz, could possibly be
Yeah,
average.
you'd have
Yeah.
to. You really
I
have
don't
to
even.
struggle
I
to
don't
be
know
average.
how you could be average on this one.
Yeah.
But we're not very liberal, so we are I'm gonna say an average Democrat.
That
Jim
really
and Friends
hurts.
Read
That
the News.
hurts.
I don't want to be a Democrat. Not
Yeah.
that's not. To,
I don't
not
think
to
of
forget-
myself as a Democrat.
I hate. I don't like any of the Democrats. I don't like any of the parties.
That's the
I
problem.
would,
I don't
I would
like the
like the
parties.
parties to be gone.
Yeah.
I don't even think there should be a name parties.
Yeah. Why
It
do I
should be
want one
just-
of two things representing me?
Well,
You know?
there shouldn't even. It doesn't need to be on the ballot. Couldn't it just be the person's name? Why does
That
there
would
have
be
to
really
be?
interesting.
Why would there have to be anything associated
that's
with
a
the
really
person?
interesting
Just
thought.
have the person's name on the ballot. There
I think
doesn't
the whole
need to be
point
a
of it is
party.
to make things less complicated.
Yeah.
But it's like
Well,
life
that's
is
worse.
complicated.
Well, yeah, it's not less complicated makes it well.
Yeah.
That's like doing
Well-
this quiz.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah,
this was a
problem
less
is, though,
this was a less complicated quiz, which was the worst quiz I've ever read in my
right.
life.
And I feel like actually this is a great example of what it's like to vote.
Yeah,
Where it's like
pretty bad.
you're stuck in these impossible answers. You have two choices you don't like.
Yep. And with that, as we're stuck with two choices that we don't like, and why is there only two choices, and why do these quizzes suck so badly? And why?
So I guess we
how can no one do it?
mostly agree with
We
Democrats.
we mostly want to wrap this up because it's Chuck and Santiago time, and today is August the 20. Yeah, what? Sorry, August the 26th on
Jim and
Sunday, and Jim
Friends.
and Friends Read the News is out. We will see you next week when we won't take a horrible quiz.
Social Democrats. The Social Democrat Hour.
All right, talk to you later.